Oh man, there is nothing better than shooting subsonic 300 Blackout suppressed.
I hear you, man. A little 8.6 action, but you know, to each their own.
Ooh, that just looks a little bit bigger than my 300 Blackout.
Pause. It is.
Let's talk 8.6 Blackout versus 300 Blackout and why one might be better than the other. Welcome back, everybody. Clint today with Classic Firearms. We've got Jason back with us.
What's up, bro?
And we've got Kevin with Q. Thanks for having us again, man.
Oh, my man.
Dude, this has been, unfortunately, this is our final video, but we've spent the last 2 days here, guys, learning so much about what is Q, and then, of course, just having so much fun shooting the gun, shooting stuff that's not even available yet, and we got to tell you, we are so impressed and have had such a good time. I think Jason has had a good time, too.
I've geeked the hell out. And I can't be any more blunt than that. So, yeah, yeah.
Well, we're impressed with you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you,
man. Thank you so much.
Well, today we're finishing this tour of Q out with ultimately something new to the market, which is 8.6 Blackout versus 300 Blackout, because I think at this point in time, 300 Blackout's been around, everybody pretty much knows, right? But the 8.6 that's on its way, a lot of people might have questions like, well, what is this 8.6? Because I know I had those questions. I was kind of like, all right, I was a little skeptical, like, what is 8.6? What is this another new caliber that's coming out? Why, right? And then we get out here and we learn and we shoot it and we're like, oh, that's why. And so from the man himself, we'd just like to kind of hear you talk about it a little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think, you know, we did 300 Blackout,
Yep.
which we've talked about in the other videos, Request the Navy. Makes a lot of sense. It's good. It's way better than short barrel 5.56. So a dozen years ago when we did that, Ethan Lassard, the head of engineering, and I started working on what's now 8.6 Blackout.
Yeah.
So it was a Blackout cartridge, so super and subsonic, for 308 base guns. You know, so what's the downside to it? The 308 base guns at the time, if you talk about a gas gun, the SR-25,
yeah,
they're big and they're heavy. So that's one downside. So how to make the gun smaller but get that capability? Because, you know, what we've learned over the years, if we spin the bullet faster, with supersonic and subsonic, more energy on target,
yeah,
the bullets are more likely to open upon impact. We get better penetration, they fly flatter. There's a lot of advantages. We get better dispersion with subsonic. All right, so can we make a smaller gun? So what we've done is we have the boom box. So we have a gun that's a ½ pound lighter than a Honey Badger. So it's an 8-inch barrel, 1 3 twist, 8.6 Blackout, which is a 6.5 Creedmoor cartridge, shortened, a .338 projectile in it.
Whole lot of hate.
A whole lot. So basically what we get is 3 times the range, 3 times the energy on target. And you know, we get bullets that are twice as heavy. And we developed a gun. So the hard part was a gun.
yeah.
Because SR-25, 9 pounds. All right, this gun, 8-inch barrel, is under 5 pounds. So
Yeah.
it's well, not even half a pound heavier than the Honey Badger. But we get 3 times the range and energy. And there's all kinds of new stuff in this gun that we can get into if you guys want. But also, you can convert it to longer barrels. It's a switch barrel system, so not only the upper, but the barrel itself you can just change, and you can go to a 12-inch or 16-inch 8.6 or a 12-inch or 16-inch 308 or a 12-inch or 16-inch 6.5 Creedmoor or 6 Creedmoor. You know, and you can have the PDW stock or you can have a traditional stock on it. And that's kind of what it is. And so, I mean, it's interesting because I don't own an ammo company. We develop cartridges.
Yeah.
But it's kind of dumb because I don't make money on ammo. But also, we developed the gun that makes the Honey Badger obsolete.
Still getting a Honey Badger though.
It's good. I mean, the Honey Badger's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's still ahead of everything else on the market. But, you know, this is just, you know, that's just, oh.
It's awesome, dude.
Next generation.
Shooting it. So, all right, so Jason and I were able to take these out to the range and shoot them.
Yeah.
Right, and we had a great time shooting them, and you guys are going to see that footage, of course. But what kind of blew our mind was, okay, 300 Blackout, we were shooting that target out to 350-ish yards or so, and 300 Blackout, we were able to get those hits and everything, but it just seems like that energy being delivered on target at that range by the 8.6, just, it audibly, you could hear that smack, and then we shot it at 50 yards, and you could see just the material just kick up all that dust.
The crescendo at 360 was very impressive, and it was extremely just noticeable. So yeah, you're right. All the energy delivered on target, man, it just sends it, and that is beyond impressive. So
yeah, and so you know, with the boombox, which is what we call this gun, which to me is the big brother to the Honey Badger, next generation. You know, it's a weapon system. It's not just 8.6. Like, this is a 308 12-inch gun. Right. So this gun weighs, I don't know, probably under 6 pounds. So where the Knight's Armament gun is 9 pounds. So it's a 12-inch 308 that shoots like a Honey Badger, is very lightweight and compact, but you have a, you know, an extended effective range. And you know, when you talk about, like, I know you guys love the Spear from SIG.
Okay, first of all, what we're not going to do is that.
you guys love the MCX. So this gun is over 3 pounds lighter with a 12-inch barrel.
Facts.
So, you know, what's that give you? Like, yeah, a lot. And when you talk about, we have, you know, the stiffest handguard ever developed.
Correct.
We have a one-piece top rail that ties the receiver and handguard together.
Yep, that Q-cert.
Yeah, so Q-cert, you can remove it. Handguard's still usable and stiff. You can have direct mounts, all the ergonomics you want.
The capabilities of this is just...
Yeah, and you think about this, okay, so here's your 300 Blackout. All right, compare that to 9mm.
Right.
Because that's what it was. Now compare this to 8.6 Blackout.
Yeah.
Like, I mean...
All right, well, here's the projectile.
It's
just
me
for
and you, and there's this.
I hear you, man.
It's you and the guy she tells you not to worry about, right?
8.6 Drakes.
6 Drakes, that's it.
So, and that's the supersonic bullet. The subsonic bullet, like a 350 grain subsonic 8.6 projectile, is longer than the 300 Blackout cartridge.
Which is crazy.
And what that gives you is penetration. The bullet never slows down. You get energy on target. So without much sacrifice in size and weight, you get 3x the capability downrange, and 3 times the range. Yeah. You know, that's what we do, is magic, and that's why the guns aren't cheap.
Dude, and we've seen one of the projectiles that's opened up, right?
Yeah.
And dude, that thing turns into, I mean, it is
a beautiful flower pump.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's bigger than a flower. It's a tree.
It is
It's a tree.
Yeah,
Tree with roots.
It's crazy, and so you can imagine what type of all right, first of all, just the initial impact, that trauma that's being delivered to whatever soft tissue is getting contact, right? And then after that, the opening up of the cartridge. It's like, dude. Yeah. Sheesh.
Yeah, with slow twist, it's hard to make a long rifle bullet that's subsonic expand, because rifle bullets typically rely on linear velocity for expansion. Right. So develop bullets that will expand with subsonic velocities, which could be a third as fast as supersonic. That's difficult because these are small, there's a little surface area on the end here. When you spin the bullet fast, it opens much easier. And then when you have the bullet impact and open, it spins. You know, if it's a 1 in 3 twist compared to a 1 in 10 twist, a 1 in 10 twist is going to spin 1.5 times here. So a 1 in 3 twist, you get 5 turns. So the 5 rotations, once the bullet's expanded, gives you so much more cutting surface and trauma. And you know, the idea, so for this was a military program, so this is for the good guys to shoot bad guys. So what we want is the good guys to come home to their families and be safe, giving them a capability that it didn't have before. So that means signature reduction, that means extended range capabilities, and that means effective energy on target.
Right.
You know, and that's what we're trying to do. And so how that translates to you is, you know, home defense, personal defense, having it in your car, municipalities, federal agencies, you know, whatever it is that you need to do, it translates from that to, you know, a use case here.
Dude, the idea of a truck gun right here, I mean, bruh, you can't get much more. That's what I would want or need.
And guys, can I please say this? It's stupid quiet.
Oh yeah, all right. So let's actually cut to that really quick. So we in the fix, we did supersonic and subsonic ammo. We can cut to that really quick so you can hear that every other shot. One super, one sub, one super, one sub. So you guys can hear that. So we'll cut to that really quick. Welcome back, everybody. Clint today with Classic Firearms. We've got Jason with us.
So, dude.
We're out here in New Hampshire with Q. And we've got Kevin back waiting for us to talk a little bit about 300 Blackout versus 8.6 Blackout and what the well, I guess you could say what the advantages are of each, pros and cons, things like that, different applications for each. But while we're out here, we've got a couple rounds of 300 Blackout loaded up, a couple rounds of 8.6 Blackout. Look at that little difference right there. Oh my goodness, isn't that something? It's literally like the 8.6 Blackout is just 300 Blackout on a lot of steroids.
Yeah, 8.6 Drakes.
Yeah. All right, so with that, what we're gonna do is just a quick little test before we go and talk to Kevin. Sound. Let's just talk sound really quick. So you guys, first round pop on both of these. We do have cold cans, cold guns. Awesome. So you guys know what 300 Blackout subsonic sounds like, right?
It's 8.6.
It's crazy the difference between the two rounds, right? The first round pop and then the second round. Okay, for me, I'm not getting much of a difference here.
The tone of this is tone.
All right. I'm gonna just gonna do two in quick succession.
Okay.
All right, and then just right behind.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Look at that, 350 yards. I like how my first one hit, your second one hit. All right, so now out of the fix here, we've got a 8.6, obviously, 12-inch barrel with the short chop. This is a little bit shorter silencer than the pork chop. And we're gonna just go ahead and hear a little bit of a sound difference, suppressed, obviously, out of a 210 grain supersonic and a 300 grain subsonic. So let's hear how that sounds. First one's super. And then sub. And then super, sub, super, sub, nice, super, sub, there you have it. I had it dialed with the subs towards the end there. You can, I mean, that audible difference is crazy. And even the felt recoil, a little bit more out of the supers, obviously, but just the overall feel of the gun is just, that 8.6 round, so impressive.
So this is the fixed rifle, the bolt action rifle. So for hunting, it's primarily what I use. So this one's set up for subsonic. I'm about to go to Africa. A full-size silencer because I want to be as quiet as possible. I'm gonna hunt with subsonic, so the 8-inch barrel is great. The barrel's short, it's stiff. 1 in 3 twists, I get good dispersion. You know, and with subsonic, the bullet's moving so slow, you don't want it in the barrel longer than necessary because you'll induce inaccuracy by moving the gun, stuff like that, while the bullet's in the barrel. 8-inch is good. What that gives you is a compact gun that weighs 5 pounds. You have a folding stock, and you know, this is super lightweight, even with a one-piece mount, a bipod, a silencer, and a Leupold Mark V 3.6 to 18 scope. All right, what this gives me is the ability to dial, because 8.6 Blackout, I can shoot animals effectively, ethically, at 300 meters. So 1 MOA at 300 yards. So I need to be able to dial because the drop with some Sonic's a lot. And you know, this is something I can hunt with. It stays on me all the time. It's effective, and 45-degree bolt throw. That's so smooth, so fast. Sexy. Anyway, you never get tired of it. Anyway, so you know, I've killed Cape buffalo with this, with a 5-pound gun. So normally you have to use, you know, some African cartridge with a gun that weighs 15 pounds and all that stuff. And so that's been part of the testing with this, you know. And that's great. So it can be in a bolt gun. The fix, of course, feeds from the SR25 mag, which is what the boombox uses. And normally I use a 10-round mag, but you could use a 20-round mag.
And I think that's something to talk about, how you guys started with 300 Blackout, saying, hey, we want to make a new system, make a new cartridge, but they have all this stuff. You don't want to change anything that somebody already has. So if you have, you know, SR25 mags,
that's a good point. Good point.
You're just, I mean, that's it right there.
So unlike a lot of other cartridges, if this were an SR25 and we wanted to change it to 8.6, all we do is change the barrel, just like 300 Blackout. You don't change the bolt, you don't change the mag, just the barrel. Super subsonic all day. And so that makes it easy for gun companies. So if you're Ruger and you build the Ruger All-American, whatever their gun's called, it's a barrel swap from the 308. If you're Kimber, if you're SIG, if you're whoever, it's just a barrel change. You don't have some, you know, jalopy magazine like 6 ARC or 6.8 SPC, and you know, you don't have to open up the bolt face so they're weak and break. It's all the same. It's just a barrel change. And that's a formula that we realized worked with 300 Blackout.
Right.
And so that's what we continued with. You know, it's like 6 ARC. It's a popular cartridge. But it's because the military has SR25s and they're 9 pounds with no optic, no anything. And they want 1,000-yard capability with an M4 rifle, so a 6-pound gun. So they put the 6 ARC in an M4. So they have to change the magazine, so you have limited mag capacity and reliability. You have to open up the bolt face, change the barrel. All right, so it's a lightweight gun. So what we do with the boombox is we have a gun that's lighter than the M4, takes SR25 mags, and you can use 6 Creedmoor. You know what 6 Creedmoor is? Way better than 6 ARC. Way more energy, way more velocity, more energy downrange, and it's a full mag capacity, uses a standard bolt so they don't break. It's a barrel swap only. So you can use 6 Creedmoor and it's way better than 6 ARC. 6 ARC is a compromise. It'll never be popular on gas guns because it's never going to be reliable.
By the way, just so everybody knows too, you'll notice that we've got the short build with the short suppressor, and I figured since the longer one on the table, I threw the longer suppressor on there. We got the pork chop and the short chop for the 8.6 calibers too, which is going to be an offering you guys have, right?
And you know what's one thing that I love? I love it being in there, but I also love a good can that's just tucked underneath something.
Oh, so you want an SD?
You know, just a boombox SD.
Nice.
Just.
Nice. I honestly,
man, you're like my children. Like, I want to take them to the Bahamas, you know, and they want to go to Tahiti.
I hear you. I
mean, I love the idea of the pork chop on the short build with the.
You know, I can put my hand up here, do whatever I need to do.
I'm just saying. It would be.
We can do it, but magic ain't cheap.
You're right. But just know.
That's what we got a platinum card for. All right.
Right.
Yeah, you know, but it's like, what's the real thing you want? And people say that, and like, what you want is the aesthetic. We can.
It's
do
a
that.
vibe. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It is.
So,
I know. I love the MP5 SD.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite guns ever. But it sucks compared to the MP5 with a real good silencer on the muzzle. I mean, that's the reality. It doesn't look as cool.
Right, sure.
But it's better.
It is what
so
it is.
I get it.
So the name Boombox, is it just because, I mean, it makes sense, it's a heavier hitter, so it's a boombox? Or where'd the name come from?
Well, we talked about it in the podcast, like I wasn't in the military, so I can never remember all the acronyms.
Yeah.
So they always give everything we do an acronym, and I can never remember them, and they talk to me in a meeting, and I don't even know what's going on. So I've always given everything a nickname. And so what I try to do with all of our stuff is like, I like having fun at work.
No.
And we try to include, yeah, I do, it's crazy, but I do. But we try to include everyone. And we're doing this gun. And you know, it's like the Honey Badger's become a brand because of Call of Duty and all of that stuff.
Yep.
And I didn't mean it. Like, I didn't know when I named the gun the Honey Badger, when it was called the MPW, that it would become a thing. I didn't even know Call of Duty was a thing. They just agreed to pay me and asked me to edit. And I was like, okay. And you know, I didn't know it was like $1 trillion business. And every 11-year-old in the world knows what Call of Duty is and plays it. Like, I never played video games. Anyway, so we did this. And it's like, we need a name for it. So do we call it the Honey Badger XL or whatever?
Right.
You know, the Honey Badger Black. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I'm like, okay, so let's come up with names. So we have, you see the whiteboards up front.
Yeah.
So we write everything on the whiteboard. And to me, most of the naming is like, if we build the best thing, and we love to have a good time, but we are more devoted to actual innovation and engineering. Right. And if we make the best thing, we can call it whatever we want.
Right.
And that's what I believe. If anybody's ever watched Bull Durham.
Yeah.
So Kevin Costner and Tim Robbins, you know, you're a rookie, come out of the shower with flip-flops that are moldy, like you're a bum. If you win 30 games, then that gives you character.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we are. Like, I demand the best engineering and the best innovation.
Yeah.
And I pay these guys and I provide them with whatever they need, and I try to inspire them to do it.
You don't try. You do.
You do.
You do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I believe it, and you can't fake it. Like, I can't even lie to my 5-year-old. Like, she knows I'm lying. So I ain't gonna lie to these guys. You know, we can't lie to the consumer. They know we're full of shit. So with this, it's like, what should we name it? And we have the whiteboard going for a couple months. And then Nick Schaefer in engineering, who is a very creative engineer, artistically creative, he sucks. But he's like, we should call it the Boombox. I was like, oh, that's a cool name. Wrote it on the board. A week later, we do a vote. It won. And that's what we do. It was cool.
Oh,
so that was probably beer induced, but here we have it.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. And I mean, all right, so even with the can, it's light. Yeah. But the moment you take it off, and this is the 12-inch barrel, right? And so, I mean, bro, like, it's just, it's crazy, dude.
Okay, first of all, I just want to show everybody. It is.
Throw it, maybe not with a mag.
Maybe, yeah, but still. It's damn near perfectly balanced. Yeah.
You're not making your point at all.
Well, that's fine, but it's so light. Like, it's.
Put the can back on it.
No, you're welding this, and it's just nuts. It's you don't feel anything, and when you hold.
No, you can carry that gun all day.
All day.
Yeah.
And it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
You know, that's sort of the thing with you young cloners, drive me crazy, putting shit all over your guns. It's like, all you need is a light and an optic, and to be able to shoot. Have a minimal sling. Don't have a bunch of shit hanging off of it. It's gonna snag you and drag you down.
Hey, I like to shoot at night, kid.
If we're shooting at night, then we put something on it for night.
Right.
And what I believe, as a 50-year-old man who is rich, has lots of guns,
age before
shoots
beauty.
all the time. You say old age and beauty?
No, age before beauty.
So have a gun set up for night and have a gun set up for day. Because I used to try to do both, and then my night vision dude's like, Kevin, you just bought an $8,000 thermal. You're putting it on a $1,000 AR. Get 2 guns. It really made an impact on me. Okay. So whether it's an upper or it's a gun, that's a good point. Because I don't want an inline because they're heavy. You know, I want a dedicated thermal so I can shoot. Right. You know, and then I want a daytime optic. Like here, for me, if I'm shooting you at 300 meters, I can have a red dot. Like, you're dying.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Oh
yeah. Aim point T2.
Yeah, so that's cool. Or you have a low powered variable. You know, like I like the 110s. Like I get after it. Okay. But I don't know. Maybe you have 2 guns. But the gun's awesome.
I second that. I can't even say any more about that. It feels great in hand. It's wonderful to hold. It's wieldable. It's easy.
The recoil impulse.
There's nothing. It's similar.
These are all great things, but how do you guys, we have SR25s that weigh 50% more. Yes. And that's a problem that we encounter at Q is we build lightweight compact guns that feel great. When you touch them, you get it. Yeah. How do you convey it to your viewers?
You got to shoot it. You know, it's hard. It's legitimately hard to describe it. And like I said, even I was like, came in like, all right, let's see what this magic is, right? You know, because I came in a little skeptical, right?
Okay.
Right? And here we are. We come back and you see it. And again, like you said, you have how many engineers over here that enjoy what they do? They're passionate about it. They're working their asses off. They're here.
Yeah, it's late. They're still all,
yeah, it's going on 8.
Here.
You know, and well, yeah, sure. But and then you know you go to the actual facility and you see the stuff coming all together. They're passionate about it, but then you just look at it and you're like, okay, guys, this is where it's at. Then we go to the range. We're shooting 350 yards with these guns, and then we're actually like, okay, and we shot all day without ears.
Yeah.
And we're shooting this guy right here all day without ears. Yeah. You know, and we're this setup right here, shorter barrel with the I think it was the short chop that we had out on that one.
And then we ran a longer one too. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we ran both, and we also did super suppressed without ears. And it's like, guys, it is really hard to translate, and hopefully we've done a little bit of that on camera, you know, so you guys have seen that. But again, you're right though. Like, it's just once you get it in your hands and shoot it, like I think honestly every range, in order to justify Q, just hey, bite the bullet and have these as rentals to shoot, and you'll see too, just time and time and time again, that they're reliable, they run, they feel great, and people are going to pick them up and be like, shit, I see why now.
Yeah. Yeah. I challenge you to find a more capable gun in this package. That's what I do. You can't. Yeah. And I'm bar none, and I'm by no means, you know, kissing ass or brown nosing here. I America challenge you to find something else that's this capable in this short of a package. You won't find it for at least 10 years.
Yeah, and lightweight, because we saw, you know, your favorite, the SIG MCX. It weighs 50% more in its size.
My 300 Blackout upper
Your
weighs,
upper alone.
the upper alone weighs more than this entire thing loaded. Okay, so
yeah.
Take that however you want to.
Yeah, so there is that. Yeah. Now another question I have too is just so our audience knows, 8.6 or 8.6 Blackout. What can you take with this? What can you take down with this?
There is nothing on this planet you can't kill with that. And yeah, this, I mean, yeah, I've killed a dozen Cape buffalo from 9 to 51 meters with it, super and subs.
I was going to ask. That was the next question I was going to. Okay, what
yeah,
are the
majority I've killed with super. I've killed several with subs. You know, the cool thing about fast twist, you get the penetration.
Yeah.
Subsonic, it's heavy. You get the penetration.
Yeah.
So we can get to the vitals. I just need to make a good shot.
Right.
The great thing with subs is they don't hear the shot. They don't know what's happened. So there's no panic. When I shoot a Cape buffalo with super, they know we're in a fight.
Something's going on.
Yeah. And you know, generally I shoot a Cape buffalo 10, 15 meters. I have my PH back up with his rifle. I shoot. They turn and run, I shoot, they fall down. You know, it's to me the most durable animal in the world I've ever encountered. You know, a problem with Americans is it looks like cattle, like this is just a bull. It's not with a Cape buffalo. You know, the Africans call it Black Death, and like everything in Africa is different. You know, when you're in the bush, everything has stickers on it, grabs you, pokes you. Like all the animals are tough because they have real predators. They have lions, they have leopard, you know, they have things trying to kill them every day. The animals get tough. We don't have that here. We're soft. Yeah. And a Cape buffalo by nature wants to f you up. They're very territorial. They're very strong. Like I've killed a lot of lions. A mature male lion's 550 pounds. Seems impressive, but like a tiger is 900 pounds. Like those are impressive. But a lion, and you can see videos online, like a lion trying to attack a calf, Cape buffalo, and you know, a cow or a bull coming in and flicking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 meters in the air, 20, 30 feet in the air.
500 pound animal.
550 pound animal. So a Cape buffalo, it's scary, like it's intimidating, and they just want to hurt you. It's like what they are. I don't even know how to describe it, you know. And that's been a bit of a challenge. And you know, my first buffalo I ever killed was at 9 yards with a 16-inch supersonic. One shot, bam, I'm at 9 yards, he turns to run, bam, shoot him again. He turns, looks at me, he's falling over, I shoot him again, he falls down. First one with subs, 51 yards, closest we could get. I put a shot on him. He doesn't know what happens. He tries to run, put another one in on him. He tries to run, he falls down. He's dead in less than a minute.
Wow.
And you know, on that trip, for instance, I had 2 friends with me, shot Cape buffalo, 500 nitro, 5 shots. You know, fast
nitro.
Yeah, and that's not something that's fun to shoot. So 8.6 Blackout, fast twist, super or subsonic. spinning the bullet fast, it's next level stuff. We're getting dispersion, there's less drop, we're getting penetration, we're getting energy on target, and we're doing things that Magnum and bigger cartridges generally do. We're doing it with a 5-pound gun instead of a 10-pound gun. You know,
that's more enjoyable to shoot.
Yeah, it changes the game, and that's what makes me proud about this company and proud of these guys. And when, you know, if they want $1 million piece of equipment, they get it. You know, if I have to sacrifice my income for them, they get it. Because what I want to do is develop this stuff. I don't want to develop a 9-pound AR-10 that, or SR-25 looks like everyone else's and tell you that it's more accurate or whatever. No, let's cut the weight in half. Like, let's do something that really matters.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't really change things, I don't care about it. I want a new capability. And I put my money where my mouth is. And you either understand that and you want a Q product or you don't, you know? Like, you either want an HK MP5 or you're okay with a CMMG Banshee. Yeah. Those are two different people.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Man, again, super impressive.
Thank you.
I am looking forward to this. What was the timeline on this again for its availability?
I don't give ETAs.
Yeah, he doesn't.
What are you, the police? No, this is imminent. This will be out in 8/6, probably by the time this video launches. So we've been working on it for probably 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's about ready now. We're ordering components from vendors. We're making parts in-house already. It'll come out. But, you know, when we talk about all of the options, if you want a 308, if you want a 6.5, if you want a 6 Creedmoor, all right, we're talking about probably a year landscape.
Right.
But this gun's probably out within the next month for
production.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you now, that 8.6 Blackout is what you want.
It's nuts. It is nuts.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, thanks again, man. Hopefully you guys hopefully got a lot of good information here that you appreciate. And if you have any more questions, drop them down below. Every now and then we'll see Kevin in the comment section. Again, Kevin, this has been such an honor and such an eye-opening.
Such an honor for me, man. Dude. I appreciate you guys coming here.
It's been
I talk shit, but I love you guys and I appreciate what you do and the following you have. It's great. And like, I just want to educate people, and our stuff might not be for everybody, and that's fine. But I know where we stand in the industry, and we're kicking ass. And if that's what you want, that's what we got. If you don't, then, you know, Ruger makes good guns for you.